Hello everyone, hope we're all good. Big shout out to KR Couriers and Transport Limited, and a big thank you to everyone who likes, shares, comments and subscribes to the YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm gonna, a little bit of time, so I'm gonna take you to a few locations where I was brought up. It was, they were mostly like sad memories for me. Overdosing, using drugs, causing chaos in the community, bringing shame and embarrassment to my family, especially my mum. God bless her. She stuck it out with me, like. But yeah, I've overdosed a few times, and the first time I overdosed was just off Chatsworth Street. And an old friend of mine called McGee Clarks, he'd been in jail. I was scoring, and his bird scored for me one day off this kid. Her name was Jane. Don't know what she's up to now. But yeah, I'm in the kitchen, scored just a tenner bag, only had a tenner on me. And I was using syringes at the time. I was what, about 22? Just a young lad. Shouldn't be doing that to yourself at that age, at any age really. But yeah, I was on the pins. Got a tenner bag, and I was used to doing what, 6, 7 a day. At least, and the tenner bags back then were like, they were proper, like, proper fat things. This kid's turned on and went, "Yeah lad, this one's a 10 out of 10. They always say that, don't they? It's a 10. You can't get better than this. And yeah, charm made up. It's nice. See you later. Boom. Got the paraphernalia out. Put it together. Just banged it up. And all I could remember was the back of my neck being dead itchy and scratching and going, wow, that was boss, yeah. That was it. Next episode, I'm on the floor. I've opened my eyes, and in front of me are 2 ambulance fellas, me mum, my sister Kelly, and my brother Tony. My mum's sobbing, screaming, what are you doing to yourself? Our Kelly's just standing there, shocked. And my brother Tony, he's screaming at me, "Look here, you fucking smackhead, you were fucking dead. What are you doing to us?" I was fuming when he said that. Just jumped up and said, "You call her a fucking smackhead and do her look dead, dickhead?" And I don't know what he brought me round with, but it just caused me to be in withdrawals pretty quick. So I was in a bad way, and all I was thinking about was getting me next fixed. Getting me next fix. And that was the first time I overdosed. And the second time was when I got arrested by the police. 20, 24, 25 tops. Got arrested. I was on a warrant for some, the charge, some stupid charge, nothing major. But it warranted at least a remand or a court appearance. So when I got nicked, they give our kid's name in. I got nicked for like a breach of the peace. So he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Sonny Moore." Give our kid's date of birth, and he was a year younger than me, so I could get away with it. What star sign are you? Aquarius, because I know all the answers. I knew all the answers. And I've got on me a load of Valium, like Tommy Shock. About 50 blues. I'm popping them in the back of the base, the plot van. Gets banged up in this shell. Popping more on the sly. Next thing, I wake up in the Royal with loads of machines around me. All I can hear is beeping. I open my eyes in there. In front of me is my mum again, sobbing, looking down at me going, "What are you doing, son? Why don't you stop?" I looked to the left out the door, and I seen 2 police officers standing there. And the first thing I said to my mum is, "They don't know who I am, do they?" She went, "What?" are you fucking joking? Of course they know who you are. And I flipped. I was like, oh, well, why didn't you tell them it was? Why they going? Oh, I'm gonna go to jail now. Fuck it. That was all I was thinking about. You know, going to fucking prison. And she thought our kid, who was in the army in Iraq, had been blown up or shot and was brought to Liverpool for whatever reason and was in intensive care. She's just got told your son, Sonny Moore, is in the Aussie on life support. Anyway, he was on life support for a week. Come round, you know, and it was probably the best thing my mum ever did. You know, was to tell the police who it really was, because went to court, got remanded. I had an outstanding license to finish, which was a couple of months or something like that, I don't know, but it made me kind of reflect and open my eyes and sitting in that cell and thinking about my mum sobbing and crying and her heart broke, looking at her son killing himself on a daily basis was just fucking too much for me to take in. And I made the decision to change, and you know, and I got myself on that pathway to recovery. It took a long time to surrender and put my hands up and say, yeah, I need help, but you know, there was a significant shift in what was going on and the situations I found myself in that motivated me to change. You know, but then again, it still, you know, didn't stop there. You know, I had another relapse many years later and another overdose. This one was as recent as 2016. I'm with this girl I thought I was in love with. I was diagnosed with cancer. I was fucking using everything just to escape reality and the fear of dying. And I scored a little bit of Bobby off this kid up the North End, and he was like, yeah, Bill, this is a 10. And I did that 10 all my life. It was probably a 3. But he was going, no lad, look, trust me, and I knew him well. You know, and he was half decent with me, and he used to look after me. He wasn't one of those who, you know, was an owl arse, and he gave me this. It was just a tester as well, probably about 1 gram. And we were heading to Barcelona for a city break, me and this girl. And she just done me fucking head in. She was just dead toxic. You know, what the fuck was she doing with someone who's on the swag, on the crack, fucking dying of cancer? You know, and she could fucking probably have whoever she wanted, really. But no, she's with me. You know, we fell out the first day we got there because she wanted me to walk the length and breadth of fucking Barcelona. Fuck that, I was knackered. I couldn't fucking walk to the fucking end of the street. You know, the hotel we were in was fucking lovely as well. It had a little toilet with a television in it and a phone, all glass. It was fucking like a nice little hotel, and it would have been probably a nice little city break if it was fucking clean. But anyway, she done me head in. I fucked off out. I had this grammar 10 out of 10 off this kid. Found a little bit of foil from this shop. It was hard work trying to fucking get the foil. Couldn't buy a Kit Kat or anything like that. It was all fucking Spanish shite. Managers, because that's what we do. We fucking, you know, we live to use and use to live, and we can, you know, we can fucking source whatever we need out on a day. And in a doorway like a proper junkie, right, with a lighter, this bit of swag, made a tube, and just started smoking it, tanning the life out of it, and make fat lines. That was fucking, it walloped me like. I managed to walk back to the hotel, or stagger, stumble, whatever you want to call it, The manager's at the door, he just looked at me concerned. The bed was nowhere to be seen. So I went down to the toilets and started tanning the rest of the gear he had. And then there was this fucking big mad bang on the door. And her screaming, "Let me in, open me up, please, please." Anyway, the door opened up. The manager bounces in, she's there, I'm on the fucking floor, but I'm gouching now. I'm like, that fucking boss gear this, like. To be honest, just didn't give a fuck. Anyway, went back to the room. Apparently me breathing become a little bit shallow when I was in bed. And again, I woke up, this time, in a hospital, a private hospital by the way, in Barcelona, with about 8 nurses and 2 doctors around me. Loads of machines beeping. Thinking, what the fuck's going on here? You having a laugh? And she was going, "You were dead, you had to bring you back." And I was like, "No, I wasn't. I was just fucking couching, I was okay." And to be honest, I don't know whether I was. You know, because I relate an overdose to syringes and injecting, not to just smoking a bit of gear. But hey, oh, there you go. So, yeah, I was on a life support machine for the night. Didn't have any money to pay for the bill. Actually didn't pay for it, just fled the country. You know, that was in 2016. That was, you know, another mad, crazy fucking time in my life. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let's have a little look at the area I grew up in on Toxteth Estate. Wavertree Road Police Station. Wow. Spent many a time sitting in the cells here. Our estate, Toxteth, is just on the back of this police station. Toxteth Drive. Wow. I haven't been on this estate for over 20 years. I'll show you the house we used to live in. This is it. The estate. This is the house that we lived in for years. 66 Toxteth Drive. Me, my mum, my dad, and all my siblings. That was mine and our Joe's bedroom. This is the garden. Don't want to really go in, but they filmed shooters here years ago. Some people might remember it with Franny Bennett and Tezzy. Yeah, they used my address. Yeah, so we lived off Angela Street. It's a fucking wreck now. I was living in there. So welcome to my old estate, where all my problems began. So that was the house where Jane lived and the Gabe Clark that he OD'd in for the first time. Next door was John Prendergast. He came in, saved my life by calling an ambulance because Jane was actually just distraught, sobbing in the kitchen, screaming. I'm grateful she went and got John. John robbed the rest of me swag, like, but I'm grateful that he saved my life. Sad memories. This here was the probation office. The first one that I ever went to. It's closed down now. But we had a probation officer called Jill Wake. She was blind. She used to come up and see me when I was in the YPs, the young offenders, with this fucking big, massive alley. Oh, she was sound, you know. I don't know what happened to her, but yeah, so Crown Street probation. It's a fucking mess now, look. there you go. A little trip down memory lane. This is the exact spot. Everything's changed, but Beaumont Street, Kingsley Road, where he had the alteration with Danny G about 20 years ago. I was walking from the top of Beaumont Street, seeing him fucking slapping some bird and kicking off, and you know, I'm a rebel without a cause, tried to intervene. He's pulled out a blade, chasing me all around here, and it was, I'll show you now, just here. So yeah, it was just here. Just flagged the taxi. Me being a dickhead, just ran at him, tried to pull him out of it while he's got a blade on him. He turned round and stabbed me in the chest. Just here, man. Yeah, fucking, again, mental memories. So you can imagine me running around in circles, dodging this fucking big fucking unit of a kid with a blade. Fucking stupid. Granby Street, Toxteth. This is the place, you know, to be when I was a kid. I used to come down here and desperately want to be black. I'd be sort of, yes I, what happened? Safe man. Giving it all that. Used to just get fucking buzzed off getting called Billy, you bar lad. But they were cool with me. They were sound down here. So yeah, this was notorious back in the 80s, 90s. Fucking different now. Heavy that. Oh, Granby Street has changed. Used to score a little £5 stick of Rocky there. Fucking terrified walking down here when I was a kid. 16, 17 years old. Buying a bit of Rocky. Yeah, so there you go. A little trip down memory lane. It makes it more real. More authentic when you're out and about. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching this little upload. Thanks again for all your support. Means a lot. Take care now. Stay safe. Don't get stabbed. Lots of love, Billy.